So we got the engine and the transmission out of our MGB project in the last video. In around that time, I decided I'm gonna make this into a race car. And so some things that I'm gonna do kind of to get it ready for that is seal up this engine. You can't go race if your engine leaks oil. This doesn't leak any oil under the ground, but there is oil leaking from like the rear main seal. There's oil leaking from the front seal of the transmission. There's oil leaking from the back seal of the transmission. So we're gonna start replacing some of that. I actually don't know if the rear main seal is leaking. I'm just kind of assuming. We're gonna check that out as well. And while I'm here, I'm gonna go ahead and clean and paint the engine as well, mainly just because I want to. So this is going to be a race car, and as you may have guessed, I am gonna be swapping the engine. But before I swap the engine, I'm gonna do all my suspension and handling testing on this engine. So I don't want to get into that before I make sure this car is actually safe to race. And suspension, brakes, all of that stuff is way more important than adding power. You got to do it first. So I want to make sure I can stop this car. I want to make sure I can handle this car before I start bumping the power up 2 or 3 times what it came from the factory. All that being said, we're going to get into cleaning the engine first and getting 40 years of grime and dirt and oil off of this thing. You know what I'm saying. Anyway, cut to time lapse or some sort of montage or some cool way of showing something that is very monotonous and boring. So what's the point of doing this other than it just looking better? Well, when you're using the car often, especially if you're gonna be using it for any sort of like motorsport, you need to be able to see if you've got oil leaks or transmission leaks, and you need to be able to see where they're coming from. Before, I could not see anything because this entire transmission was covered in oil grime and grease and oil and everything that it could be covered in. And you couldn't tell where any oil was actually coming from. Now, if there's a leak, I'll definitely know. We're gonna get even cleaner than this so that when there is a leak, you can see exactly what gasket is, exactly what needs to be fixed, and what needs to be replaced to get you back on the road. I think it's gonna be really great. And it really didn't take that long. Let's do the engine. Set of wire wheels and some new microfiber towels, and what we're going to do is go over every inch with these things first on both of the apparatuses, and then we will go over the whole thing again with rags until we can wipe this thing with degreaser and not get anything back on the rag. That's the goal. You get to that point and paint's going to stick forever. You never have to worry about it peeling off. What I used to do is just clean it to about this point, not with engines, but with like brake calipers and things like that. I would clean it to like right here and be like, ah, it's probably good, and I'd spray it, and the paint would flake off within a couple of months, you know, and then it looks bad. It looks worse than before you painted it. I don't want that to be the case. I don't want to pull these out again anytime soon. So we're going to do it right the first time, and it should look really, really rad when it's done. You guys got to see the color I picked. All right, let's clean some more. block has all these really cool like letters and numbers and patents and all this stuff stamped into it, or I guess made into the mold. And I think it's really cool. And I've got a red paint pen, so I'm going to do all of those in red just because I like them. Little X right here, so we're gonna hit that. Some of you guys might not know this, but I started my career path in graphic design, so text and stamps and all this kind of stuff really speak to me. I think that's gonna do it. Man, that's cool. Oh wait, we got one up here. Alright, so I don't know much about clutches. I've never actually replaced one until right now. I picked up this clutch kit. It's just the stock clutch, nothing crazy. We're not adding a lot of power to this motor or anything, so it should be fine. Oh. Wow. Oof. Okay, so, wow. So this original one, let's see, it's worn. That is totally flat. These back here are really thin, but you can see these little metal things have been rubbing the flywheel, and I assume that's bad. And it's worn all the way down past the material into the little metal rivets, which just can't be good. But I'm guessing, I guess this was probably our issue, is our clutch just had nothing left to grab. Maybe. That's got some grooves in it. Alright, so I did some quick research, and you're definitely supposed to machine these, I think especially if they look like this one. So I'm going to take this to get it machined. The same place that does my exhaust also has a machine shop, so I'm sure they'll do it, but they just closed, so I hate that I didn't see this or know this before now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this thing off and just get it ready to go. I'll bring it there early in the morning to try to get that done. And then we'll clean the rest of this stuff off the engine. And then I guess we'll start reassembly. Opening this up and looking at it, you can definitely see some pretty fresh oil all the way around this seal. Looks like it's getting out right here, and maybe getting out back there as well. So that's obviously going to be our problem. I don't know if I can get one of these local. I may have to order it, which kind of sucks because it just takes more time, more waiting. Like the clutch I ordered, on Monday when I realized I was going to need it. And it got here today, which is Wednesday, which is pretty good. No, I ordered it last week. Sorry, I ordered it last Thursday. It got here today, which is decent. It's a week. But in YouTube land, that's a long time. So I'm hoping I can bring this to an auto parts store and get that seal so we can just replace it and be done. But we'll just see. This is the struggle of building on YouTube, though, is if you don't have everything, it really, really comes back to bite you. Say what?
Open it! Said open it, Udi. What color is it? Wow! What is that color called? What is this color called? Gold.
Yeah, it's gold.
It has to be orange like the car.
Well, the car's not going to stay orange.
What color is it going to turn?
I can't tell you. It's a secret. I'll tell you when I turn the camera off.
Gold 2.
Nope.
Yellow.
Nope.
Orange.
I can't tell you. The camera's got to be off. I don't want anybody to hear.
Okay, turn it off.
Well, do you like the engine? Does it look cool?
Mm-hmm. How do you get it jacked up?
That's an engine crane, and it holds the engine up so I can work on it.
How does it go down?
Like a jack. This is what was taking so long. Now on video, it may not be that big of a deal, but I've been killing time on this engine video because of this. This is a rear main seal, and I feel like Doug DeMuro. This is a rear main seal, and they are hard to get for this engine. Who knew? And I didn't know that I needed one until I got that clutch off and saw that mine was leaking. It's one of those things like, you gotta pull the engine out to do it. It's not really worth it to put everything back together just to do it again. So I did get this one. This is an upgraded one. It's a more modern style seal. So it should seal a little bit better. And hopefully it actually works. We had to cross-reference some part numbers to get it. So that is gonna go in. Now, when that goes in, we can finally put our clutch back on, which is awesome. Or a new clutch, not the old one, because the old one is toast. Now, the transmission is gonna be a lot more simple. I've got one seal and one gasket to replace that I'm also having to wait on. So we'll get into that sometime. It's been very frustrating waiting for gaskets. We'll get into that soon. I think they're on the way. I hope they're on the way. So that seal didn't work, and I got that black seal from a auto parts store. We cross-referenced parts to find it, and it turns out it was not the right one. And when I went to put it in, it bent up and got ruined. And so I just stopped filming and took a break to breathe, and we've got parts now. It's all that matters. So thank you, huge thank you to Moss Motors. That's where I've gotten a lot of these parts. They sent me a bunch of stuff that I need to get this done, motor mounts, gaskets, things like that, to be able to finally just get this engine back together. It just doesn't want to go back together. So thank you, Moss Motors. For you guys that don't know, they specialize in MGBs and British cars and all kinds of really hard to find parts, and they had basically everything I needed. So just got the box from them, and we've got this, which is red, which is good. This is a factory rear main seal. It looks exactly like the one that came off, so I feel very confident that it's gonna work. We've got some seals for the transmission to seal it back up. And what else did we get? Motor mounts, some new wheel cylinders for the brakes, because if you guys don't remember, I had to hammer those on, and that's probably not good. Timing chain, and that's about it. Timing chain, timing tensioner, and all the gaskets and stuff that we need. So I know I've said this already in this video, but I think I have everything now to put this engine back together. Well, at least to get the clutch on and get the transmission sealed. Yeah, and then I guess we can put it back together. Finally. This has taken so long. Whew. All right, we're good. Let's do it. So because this thing was having a hard time starting originally, I picked up a new starter before I even had the car home. I ordered one. It's AC Delco, so I trust that brand. And I mean, I guess it's gonna work fine. The last one worked, but it was really ratty too. So we just cleaned the whole engine up. This will make it look a lot better. And we'll know that it's new. Yes? Who is it? Ah! What's up, dude?
Power!
Power, that's right, power.
No, power.
Oh, propeller, yeah. It does look like a propeller, doesn't it?
No, look over here.
Huh?
This is what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
This black thing over here.
Yeah.
At the back.
Ouch. Yeah. I know. It looks like a propeller.
Yeah.
It's called a fan, right?
Oh, fan.
It's for blowing air through the
There's
radiator.
boost in this engine as also.
You think there's boost in that engine? No, not this one. The red car has boost. This one does not, sadly.
19 boost.
19, almost 19 boost.
We should put 19, 30, 80 boost in this engine.
You think so?
Yeah.
That would be fun to watch, I bet.
Yeah, we'll win the race.
You think we'll win?
Yeah, because we have 19, 30, 80 battery.
Wait, I thought we were doing boost. Are we doing batteries now?
Big giant batteries.
Oh.
Big boost batteries.
Oh, okay.
Boost batteries. The 19 batteries, 1960, 38, 60, 80, 96 fast.
That's a lot of fast.
Yeah, we will win the race when we go that fast.
Who are we going to race?
We're going to race with, do you know Matt and Brittany?
we could race Matt and Brittany. Would that be funny?
Yeah. I bet we'll beat them.
You think so?
I bet we'll just stick together because
Me and you?
me and you and Matt and Brittany.
Because that's what pals do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm watching it for you, Daddy.
Thank you, bud. I think that's it. Everything looks good. The new starter looks awesome on there. Everything looks awesome. I mean, I can't believe this is the same engine as what came out. Very, very cool. And trans. I mean, that I can touch it and my hand doesn't get dirty is just awesome. That's awesome. I'm hopeful that this transmission works. If it doesn't, then we'll be engine swapping sooner than later. If I haven't said it already, we are going to engine swap this car, but this is my test mule, so I'm going to do a bunch of handling upgrades. We're going to be building a wide body kit for it and everything, the full built treatment, and I needed something to test that stuff out. So I want to get everything right with the car and really safe with the car before we go tripling the power. So I think this is good, man. I feel really good about it. Very happy. Very happy that it's done. So with a clean engine, if we do have any leaks from here on out, from any of the gaskets I replaced, I obviously replaced valve cover, oil pan, rear main seal, front seal in the transmission, in the water pump, and a couple other things. If we have any leaks with the engine clean like it is, we'll be able to see them instantly and be able to address them. I do expect leaks when we start it back up, just because if there are any, that's great, but if there are, that's something that we can handle. No big deal.